Hey everyone, I'm Mariah. Welcome to AppleDiaries.com. Welcome to my Heal Thyself channel where I discuss health, detox, and how to heal thyself. I've been struggling as to whether I should say anything on this topic, but as usual, I can't help myself. I mean, this topic that's been sweeping the world, affecting everyone's quality of life, reducing most people to conformity, to poverty, and to drastic control. For us that notice and value freedom, these days are just surreal, you know? It's just unreal what people will accept, what people will believe, what people will do without question. Yet all this is related to health, and my channel is about health, so I guess I'm gonna have to say something. The world is sick. It has been on a mass scale, and it has been for generations. In fact, world health has been rapidly declining with each passing generation. I've mentioned this in past videos that if we don't clean up our health anyways, we're not gonna have very many generations left here on planet Earth, because we pass on our weaknesses and we pass on our strengths, or what strengths are left. And there are, I know so many people in my personal life that can't have children, that struggle with health, and these are people in their 20s. Italy, the birth rate, like, they stopped having children, really. It's just, it's declined. It's like, you know, they picked the perfect time to focus in on world health and how many people die during the flu season, really. I mean, and it's our poor dietary habits and our lifestyle choices are catching up with us. And people die daily from flu, pneumonia, heart disease, whatever name you want to call it, whatever label that specific set of symptoms warrants. And if the media focused in on the flu season, just the flu season alone, and reported every death the way it is doing now, people would be shocked. They'd be horrified. They'd be so scared, because the current health status of the world is, it's just unbelievable how unhealthy people are, and how they don't realize until, you know, people catch the flu now, and because their lymphatic, or their lymphatic system, because their immune system is so weak, they die from the flu. Now, this wasn't the case many generations ago. People would go through the flu, and it wouldn't be such a big deal. Same with the measles. You know, all these disease names, all these names for the body attempting to eliminate that which does not serve it, and if the eliminations become too great, we choke on our own filth. We die. Same with fasting. You got to be careful. I mean, some people, if they attempt to do a fast, and they're very toxic, and they die, they're not dying from the fast, they're not dying from lack of food, they're dying from what is within coming out, and it's being released too quickly, and they can basically choke on their own filth, they can die. So this current health scare is working out very well, because people are dying, they die. And anyways, so another thing I wanted to bring up is that the hospitals are struggling. There's, I mean, in many places, especially in BC, Canada, I know a doctor in Kelowna, I know people who work on the coast in Vancouver, I know people in Ontario, they're all saying the same thing. And here in the Okanagan, the hospitals are empty. The staff, a lot of them are being told to go home, or they're bored. And when they do get somebody who comes in, they immediately have these protocols to follow, which are not in the best interest of anybody. I mean, people know to avoid hospitals these days. Anyways, hospitals are struggling financially, and if a COVID death is declared, they get monetary incentive. So why wouldn't they? And they're not being questioned, and they can declare COVID deaths without even testing, just through a series of questions, which actually could be labeled other issues as well. It's unreal what they're getting away with right now, and what people are allowing them to get away with right now. So there's many false positive tests as well. Don't get me started on those. And you know, if somebody's got cancer for 10 years, but they go in and they do test positive for COVID, they'll label that death as COVID, mainly probably for the monetary incentive, even though that person was struggling for 10 years with cancer. You can't put a whole bunch of labels for the cause of death. They got to pick one, right? What are they going to pick? What are they going to pick? So I do not deny that people are not dying, okay? I'm not saying this is a conspiracy theory and that there's no such thing as COVID. I mean, like I said, you can give any disease, any sickness, any type of label. It's the body eliminating that which is within. And I'm not claiming to say how these people became so toxic in order for their body to go through this, but anyways, the aftermath caused through the deliberate shutdown of the economies is going to result in a far worse crisis and hardship, starvation, poverty, food shortages, and it's going to affect far more people than the actual virus itself. So what can we do? We can help support credible news such as the Corbett Report, or the Dollar Vigilante. I've been listening to these individuals and they're fairly credible as far as I can tell. We can spread truth. That credible doctors and scientists are speaking out about the fraud that's currently taking place. They speak out about germ theory and how germ theory is the very basis for these harmful needle concoctions that they're trying to foist or force upon the world, and their current protocols and their whole pharmaceutical program. I mean, germ theory has never been proven, and in fact, if you research into, say, Dr. Stefan Lanka or Dr. Robert Young, Pamela Popper, there's so many countless doctors, virologists speaking out, and the censorship is getting really bad. In fact, you know, I'm not a big influencer on YouTube or anything, but the videos are getting pulled left, right, and center. Facebook, I've already had many posts pulled and censored just for posting the truth. And you gotta ask yourself, why? Why are they censoring so bad? Well, I see that there's only two reasons to censor the public from speaking out. Number one reason, they deem everyone to be a little baby, incapable of discerning truth from fiction, so they feel they must do it for you. So if you like censorship for that reason, you think that they happen to have the line on truth and they happen to be able to discern everything for you and decide what you should see, then censorship is for you, I suppose. It's not for me. Number two, the other reason is that they fear that the truth will reach critical mass and we, the people, will grow a pair and stand up and fire our public servants, dismantle the system once and for all. Either way, censorship should anger you. I mean, you have no idea how bad it's getting. People spend quality time researching and putting time and effort into their videos to share with the general public the truth, trying to get the word out, trying to warn people, and then these videos get taken down in a heartbeat, in a second, because some idiotic government official is just doing their job. You know? They're not even exercising their own form of judgment. That part really gets to me. Just doing my job. Well, the world's being destroyed by people following orders and just doing their jobs. So in a world where McDonald's the very food that is killing people, and it has for plenty of years, and fast food restaurants leading to cancer and diabetes and heart disease is considered essential. These places are considered essential and they're open, these big harmful corporations that are possibly feeding people not even real animal meat. You can look into that if you want. Yet working out in the fresh air, going for a walk in the park, they're closing freaking public parks and not letting mothers go out with their children to have picnics, and arresting people. In a world like that, I think we truly need to take a step back and think long and hard about what we're going to accept, or what we are accepting, and what's truly going on. Because we, the people, are being robbed blind. Quarantine is for the sick. Quarantine, when they quarantine healthy people, that's tyranny. That's outright tyranny. So I think I'm going to end it there. That's all I really have to say. My next couple videos, I'm going to do a video on salt, and I'm going to do an update on the Daily Green Boost, and I just got my blood type test kit in the mail, and I plan to test a theory that I have of my own about Rh negative blood types. So I will do that in the next few videos. I know they've been few and far between. It's just that it's been really hard to bring myself to even participate in anything. I mean, this quarantine hasn't affected my life at all because I naturally, avoid people and crowds, and I enjoy my time at home. I'm one of those people that would never be bored. I always say that, boredom is for the unintelligent. If you're an intelligent person, you can always find ways to amuse yourself. I mean, they could throw me in a jail cell and I would still be a fairly happy person, because I can amuse myself and find ways to better myself no matter what the situation is. So happy healing, everyone, and please do some thinking. Decide where you draw the line, and if this is not something that you're prepared to accept, if you know that these measures do not equate, do not warrant what's currently going on, then I think you need to do your part. I don't know what that is, whether it's just spreading the news to your family and friends. Dig up these videos. I mean, there's some people speaking out that are amazing researchers and truth seekers. And like I said, the Corbett Report, Dollar Vigilante, there's Amazing Polly. You should check out her videos. Oh wow, she's done so much digging into Bill Gates and the presidential lines, backgrounds, and what they're involved in, and it's all right there, hidden in plain sight. None of this is conspiracy theory. They're conspiracy truths, and the world's been hijacked by monsters, and now they're seeking to just, drive everyone into poverty and into the ground. And if you're going to accept this, be prepared for a big struggle. And I'm not kidding. You better grow a garden this year, and you better come up with some food storage. And I'm talking like at least 6 to 8 months. And this is going to be continuing for a while. So I don't mean to be like doom and gloom, but I am a realist, and I'm into facing reality head on. And that's what I'm doing now. So I'll do a few videos, and I'll still, I want to leave Facebook and YouTube and all this, and I probably will do that soon. I'm slowly transitioning away. I'm going to get over to BitChute and to all these other platforms that aren't censoring people. But until that happens, I'm still here. So happy healing, everyone. Take care.